Good morning. It is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. And the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. But Drake Toll with you today, most importantly, from Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. The NFL burned down 32 hours ago. How can I skip over that? The NFL burned down 32 hours ago for the Myles Garrett trade to Russell Wilson retiring and not saying he was retiring, but saying he was going into TV, to the A.J. Brown trade, and now A.J. Brown's former teammates saying, thank God he is gone. A mixed bag of reactions out of the Eagles camp when he left, and thank God it's over. That is where we will start today. But how? The Stanley Cup. Oh, absolutely. Oh, fret not. I saw it. I saw it last night. And half the show, NFL, half the show, Stanley Cup, and the other half can be the NBA Finals that begins tonight. Do you understand? For the first time in 27 years, a kid in the Bronx woke up today, and his New York Knicks, kid in Manhattan woke up today. Harlem woke up today. And their New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals. That's crazy. That aforementioned NHL Stanley Cup Finals, the Golden Knights down 2-0 in Raleigh against the Carolina Hurricanes out of the East Coast, doing what the Golden Knights have done all postseason. That just makes zero sense. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe I'll never understand it. But a final of 5-4, the Golden Knights over the Hurricanes after trailing 2-0 in the first period, and then climbing back 2-1, then 2-2, and oh my goodness, the Golden Knights might just do it. They did. It was a goal with inside of 3.5 minutes to go from Tomas Hertl to put Vegas ahead 5-4, and then it was over. A 1-0 lead for Las Vegas, the same team that fired its coach a month and a half ago, is a game up in the Stanley Cup Finals. But I just can't. You woke up today in, I don't know, man, where do you want to wake up today? You woke up today in Garland, Texas, and you thought, you can't get over Myles Garrett being traded from the Cleveland Browns to the L.A. Rams. And yesterday, finally, we got to hear from Les Snead, the GM of the Rams, Sean McVay, the head coach. We heard from Myles Garrett, the best football player in the universe. And I'll tell you, you know what I did? You know what I did? For you and I, when we met 24 hours ago, I had made the statement, Myles Garrett is the best football player in the universe. And I thought, yeah, I can't push back against myself. I can't push back against that own take because he is the best football player in the universe. But I want to listen to the rest of the shows I turn on today when I quad box my sports channels on the television. I'm gonna watch the shows and see what they say about Myles Garrett. I heard one after the other, host after host, be like, yeah, and Myles Garrett, he's probably the best defensive. Well, he might be the best defensive football. I think we all realized in the span of a day, we're talking about the best football player alive got traded to the L.A. Rams. Let's recap a bit here, by the way. L.A. is going to receive Jared Verse, who is a mid-20s, incredible edge rusher. Really good. I mean, the Cleveland Browns are going to receive a piece that helps them in the future, a piece that helps them now, but they're not ready to contend yet under their brand new head coach, Todd Monken, who's a controversial figure in his own right. Why is he controversial? Well, he was the OC for the Baltimore Ravens, and Ravens fans hated him. And there were rumors that Ravens ownership and management wanted him fired and that John Harbaugh, the former head coach of the Ravens, now head coach of the New York Football Giants, would not fire Todd Monken. So he said, fine, fire all of us. I'll go to New York. Well, the Ravens did. And then Todd Monken, the controversial guy who got everybody else fired because he couldn't get fired, now has a head coaching gig in the NFL. All of that happened this offseason, by the way. Todd Monken is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns and will be for 2 years before he gets fired. And said, hey, I never talked to Myles Garrett. Didn't know the guy. See ya. And now he gets Jared Verse, sends Myles Garrett to the LA Rams, the number one team in the NFL now, according to Las Vegas, and 3 picks come with it. Cleveland will get a first-rounder in 2026, second-rounder in 2027, I should say, second-rounder in 28, third-rounder in 29. The reigning defensive player of the year, just to recap, never been traded. It's never traded. In the modern era, teams, when they find their elite pass rusher, they're like, okay, we're good. We're going to keep him. Here, I can back that up, by the way. It's the first time since 1997, Dana Stubblefield, San Francisco 49ers, traded to Washington, free agency. First time since 1997, the reigning defensive player of the year has changed uniforms. 30 years since the guy that won that trophy got traded or left or was gone. Actually, Stubblefield wasn't even traded. This is the first time in the modern era one has been actively traded, and it's the first time in NFL history that an MVP and a reigning defensive player of the year are on the exact same roster. 23 sacks last year, NFL single season record. He's the only player in NFL history to log at least 10 sacks in 8 consecutive seasons to start his career. LA acquired a weapon operating at peak historic level. I keep using that word, history, NFL history, MVP, award history, because that's what this is. You have to understand this is one of the biggest trades, one of the most monumental trades that we have ever seen in professional sports. Oh, that doesn't sound right. What do you mean big monument? Did you hear that? 1997, Dana Stubblefield, who wasn't even traded. And there's never been a DPOY traded. There's never been an MVP and a DPOY. This has never happened before. And this is kind of a superstar for younger superstar flop, because Jared Verse has 99 pressures in his last 3 years are only behind Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. A couple of Pro Bowl appearances as well for Verse. His last two years in the league. So you're trading an established elite young cornerstone at the same position. And the mega trade commences. We got to hear from those who were directly involved, including Myles Garrett yesterday. And here is, he nods to the conversations that opened up this trade, but also nods, Sean McVay butts in and nods toward the money that went into a move like this. Here is Myles Garrett, the LA Ram, at a podium for the first time ever.
It was just a conversation, and it didn't take too much.
Conversation and a couple bucks?
Maybe more than a couple, but he was open to it, and I understood that there had been some other numbered trades before me, so I based my decision off of that. But he understood, and I'm glad to be sticking with 95.
Yep, number 95 is in L.A. and now a member of the Rams. Told you yesterday, I'll tell you again, that the team jumped 550, 600 points, depending on your sports book in Las Vegas. For a couple sports books had them at plus 1,100 to win the Super Bowl, and now they're plus 550 to win the Super Bowl. The favorites, far and away, going away favorites to win the Super Bowl next year, and it's June 3rd. It's unheard of to have a team that's that weighted toward a Super Bowl ring this early, but it's the case for the LA Rams. Sean McVay was, as much as he joked around, you could tell he acted so different toward this than he did to that Ty Simpson draft pick. The Rams took Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback, 13th overall, and then everybody got really upset because why would you do that? Stupid move. Could have taken an immediate contributor, and they didn't. McVay was much happier at the podium yesterday. The only time he really got sentimental or didn't seem gung-ho, and I think this is by virtue of just how good of a human being Jared Verse seemed to be in that locker room, but McVay spoke about losing a 25-year-old version of what a kid that could work his way up to NFL star status. Here's McVay on Verse being a Cleveland Brown.
It's a rare opportunity, and it is challenging because when you look at being able to acquire a player like this, these things don't come up often. And so when you do have a chance, you're saying, hey, can we have the best of both where you're able to get Myles and still keep a player that you love that's been an instrumental part of the last couple years? That was the hardest part of this decision, is parting ways with somebody that we love and care about. Wish him the best in Cleveland, and he's done an amazing job for us each of the last couple years, brought an energy, a production level, a toughness. But the opportunity to be able to get a chance to be able to work alongside Myles, he knows the respect and reverence I've had for his game, just getting to know him over the course of his career and my coaching career. And we feel like he can upgrade our football team.
Yeah, that's exactly what he'll do. The greatest defensive player on planet Earth right now will upgrade your football team, absolutely. And could it come with an added bonus? There are rumblings, and I don't think I brought this up at all yesterday. It seemed too far-fetched to bring up to me. Aaron Donald coming out of retirement at 35 years old to play alongside Myles Garrett with the LA Rams. Now, I don't know if a guy who played D-tackle for 10 seasons, dominating the NFL, whose career ended in 2024, been a couple years. I've slept since 2024. I don't know if that guy's ready, football shape. I don't know what happened in the last 2 years, what kind of Aaron Donald we would get. Again, it seemed kind of far-fetched. But here you go. Aaron Donald told Pat McAfee he's considering unretiring, and now everything has become a firestorm over whether or not Donald will be an LA Ram and return to the team after the Myles Garrett trade. The quote that Donald said was, it got him thinking about a return to the NFL, and even Sean McVay was asked about it during his press conference welcoming Myles Garrett to LA. Here's what he had to say about Aaron Donald, the LA Ram.
Listen, if he's interested, there is no. Here's what I would say: you talk to Aaron and you see what he's saying about that. But here's what I would tell you guys overall too is. Aaron's a guy that I stay really close in touch with, and I know the respect that he has for Myles. Talk to him about the opportunity to be able to bring him on board. If Aaron decides he wants to dust him off at the age of 35, I bet you he could still do it at a pretty high clip.
If he could do it at a high clip, I don't think the LA Rams would balk at having Aaron Donald alongside Myles Garrett on their defense. Now, that wasn't the only thing that happened in the National Football League 36 hours ago. Russell Wilson retired, and I couldn't even get to it yesterday. I mentioned it 5, 6, 7 times, but actually sitting here and talking to you about the career, the life, the legacy of Russell Wilson, I didn't really get there, and because there was too much. How was I supposed to on a day where A.J. Brown had been traded and Myles Garrett had been traded and Serena Williams came back to tennis? 46,966 passing yards. 353 touchdowns for Russell Wilson. Russ, in his career, rushed for 5,568 yards. You hear those numbers? I know I'm just throwing numbers at you, but 47,000 passing yards. 47,000 passing yards. That quarterback, world champion Russell Wilson with the Seattle Seahawks, is retiring. Now, again, I guess I should be clear. He didn't use the word retire. He's going into TV with CBS. But losing a quarterback, a name like that in the National Football League, and yes, he petered out. Yes, his last few years were a tough watch. But that guy's got a pretty solid NFL legacy. That word legacy, as it pertains to Russell Wilson, is one that's loaded. Before Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes had popularized the hyper-mobile, off-platform quarterback style, Russell Wilson had perfected it. Standing there alongside Cam Newton, going into the NFL together, Russell Wilson and Cam Newton kind of established, hey, remember the thing 10 years ago Michael Vick was doing? We can do that, but do it for a long time and show you that it has a future and is the future of the NFL. Like, what are you doing comparing Russell Wilson to Michael Vick? No, I'm right. 5,000 career rushing yards. He sits only behind Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson for the all-time quarterback rushing list. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that. You didn't know Russell Wilson is right there with it. And maybe you did. Maybe you are a ball knower. And if you didn't know that, that's what you bring to the office today. Hey, did you know Russell Wilson and Mike Vick have really similar rushing stats? Did you know Russell Wilson was just as good, if not better, than Michael Vick? Sounds sacrilegious, doesn't it? But it's true. The Legion of Boom era of Seattle, winning 100 games in his first 10 seasons, 9 Pro Bowls in Seattle. An efficient guy. And, yeah, he threw that interception in the Super Bowl that one time. And, yeah, he was kind of weird in Denver. Broncos country, let's ride. Yeah, he went from cementing a first-ballot Hall of Fame career in Denver to, whoa, is Russell Wilson a Hall of Fame? Yes, Russell Wilson's still a Hall of Famer. Broncos country, let's ride. Mr. Unlimited. But he's gold jacket worthy, and that guy retired. Oh, and hey, don't forget, Drake London got a big payday, $141 million for the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver, 4-year deal, $100 million, fully guaranteed money. Did you know you woke up today and Drake London was a top 3 highest paid receiver in the NFL? What? Yeah. He just reset the upper echelon of the wide receiver market. He helped all of his friends. $35.25 million per year in new money. He passes Justin Jefferson to become the 3rd highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jamar Chase are the only 2 guys that he trails. Congrats, Drake, on getting paid. I can send you my Venmo later. Speaking of later, when we come back, the Vegas Golden Knights just stole one on the road. Yeah, they did. 5-4. Let's see. We'll send you the highlights as well as the coaches' sound bites postgame. The Stanley Cup final. The road team. Series has begun. The road team up 1-0. It's Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution. Feed the babies who don't have enough to eat. Shoe the children with no shoes on their feet. House the people living in the street. Oh, there's a solution. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Right through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
And I was taking shots from the front and the back.
In the meat.
Ignore the hole. It is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12. Did you hear it? Last night, all right, fine, I'll tell you. I went to the Mexican restaurant. I do it every Tuesday, Slot Mexican, as is tradition. Cancun too, Wilmington Island, Georgia. No free ads. I don't think you'll be venturing to Wilmington Island, Georgia anytime soon. But if you do, fun little Slot Mexican restaurant. And got a picture of margaritas. 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita, and a Bloody Mary. And so, you start feeling loose, feeling good last night. It's a Tuesday tradition. You go to Island Daiquiri. It's the name of the place. Super cheap beers. Kyle paid for my beers last night. It was awesome, kind of cute. And Kyle Lewis, Savannah Bananas. And then after that, I went home, and I thought maybe I had too many margaritas. Maybe I had too many. I didn't even have. I had like 2 beers, 2 Miller Lights at the bar. And I get home, and I turn the TV on, and who's there? ESPN2. The Party Animals and the Loco Beach Coconuts. Yeah! And I got to stay up last night until 11:30 to watch a game that I had already seen all of in Orlando last weekend. What a rerun last night on ESPN2. The Party Animals and the Loco Beach Coconuts. Hell yeah, dog. Which I guess leads into, we can have this conversation in the offseason. Like, I'm getting access to Banana Ball reruns, which is great. Like, I enjoy watching my job on ESPN2, or I enjoy watching, our calls, games that I get to work in the booth on. Childhood dream, right? You see yourself on TV. You're like, that's the coolest thing in the world. But it consistently sparks the idea in the back of my mind of, it's so tough for me to access a Texas Rangers game on a Tuesday night, right? Or a Boston Red Sox game. I guess with Nesson, there's a bit cleaner. Seattle Seahawks or the Cincinnati Reds. If I want to watch them, look at the avenues I have to go through. It's like, man, I'm watching reruns of myself. At what point are national networks, maybe never, maybe this is the problem was viewer. I'm not sure what the issue was, but at what point is access to Major League Baseball going to be cleaner from a TV standpoint? And I'm not asking a new question. People have been asking that for years now. How do we get it to where it's not on 15 different streaming platforms? But this is my added plea, a plea again, to fix it. Make baseball accessible again, please. It just doesn't feel like it is. It is very accessible, though, to watch playoff hockey. And last night I sure did. Double box. Banana Ball on one side, the Stanley Cup Finals on the other. Double box. Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
And, man, the atmosphere at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, a fan base that has not been to the Stanley Cup Finals since 2006. You could tell it was all pent up. And 25 seconds into the damn Stanley Cup, Nikolai Ehlers against the Las Vegas Golden Knights puts the hometown Carolina Hurricanes 25 seconds in, puts them up 1-0.
Only one change their lineup tonight from that which finished off the Avalanche in the Western Conference Final. Jeremy Lauzon in on defense. They shoot and score on the first shot on goal. Nikolai Ehlers makes it 1-0 Canes.
Jumps out quicker at home in the first 10 minutes than Carolina. Game after game they do this. They did this in game 1 against Montreal. A quick early goal. The Stanley Cup opens up with a back hinge by Shane.
You could hear from Mike Breen at the start of that clip. He was still telling you about the starters. He was still going to, all right, everybody, okay, we're 25 seconds in. Let's set the game up. Let's tell the viewers what they need to know about, how Vegas had played against the Colorado Avalanche, how they swept the Avs, and who's on the ice right now. And then it's as if the goal caught him by surprise. Shoots and scores. Nikolai Ehlers. Like he forgot it was a goal for a second. He had to whoa. He had to reset, and then he goes into his big scream, Nikolai Ehlers. 1-0. Carolina. By the way, you can listen to the entirety of the Drake Toll Show on the Westwood One Sports app. You can listen to the entirety of the Drake Toll Show on YouTube and on Twitter, and stay with us all day if you'd like. I'm going to keep telling you this story, this 1-0 story, that's about to turn into a 2-0 story. The Carolina Hurricanes, Nikolai Ehlers, a little over 12 minutes into the game. It's now 2-0. Listen to the home crowd as the Canes go up 2-0.
For their speed throughout these playoffs. The young Utah and Anaheim teams. Here's Ehlers again alone. Ehlers scores! Nikolai Ehlers, both goals, and it's 2-0.
Jack Eichel's long pass is easily picked off by Jalen Chatfield. Dorofeev is heading up the ice. As soon as it's intercepted, Chatfield finds Ehlers. There's no way they're going to catch him. The Eichel turnover spurs the fast break. One shot for Ehlers.
30 seconds into the second period, though. After Ehlers had gone up 2-0, it was Carolina 0, Vegas 0, Nikolai Ehlers 2. Vegas scores. First period, 2-1. We go to the second period. And again, I want to put you in, your 16-year-old, 17-year-old Carter from Raleigh, North Carolina, the hometown team. It's one of the smallest markets in professional sports. And you get to watch your squad, your team, in the Stanley Cup final. For the first time, you finally, God, we're so good. Every regular season, we're so good. And finally, we get to this, the pinnacle. Can we just, we're up 2-0. Can we just hold on? 30 seconds into the second period. Ivan Barbashev of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, with a whole lot of game left to play, ties it up.
Top line out for John Tortorella. The Eichel, Barbashev, Dorofeev line. Barbashev took it away. Eichel, tough angle shot. Lines up back near the point. Martin couldn't push it out. Now they score! Ivan Barbashev off the setup from Jack Eichel.
Goal that looked very similar to his goal in Game 2 in Colorado. He's going to fire a bullet. Forecheck. Good play by McNabb. The puck's rimmed around the boards. It goes down to Eichel. And that soft spot up top of the circle where Barbashev is. Slavin can't get out there.
You could hear the crowd taken out of it completely by the game being tied. 2-2. New ball game just for the Vegas Golden Knights to score again. No team, no one's done this. It doesn't happen. NHL teams don't go on the road in the Stanley Cup final, go down by multiple goals, and then go on to win. It's not a thing. And now at 2-2, it becomes 3-2, which becomes 3-3. It just, the game itself, where Carolina had control, Vegas rallied back and kept just, oh, nope, we're ahead again. Oh, nope, we're ahead again. Oh, nope, you thought you had momentum, you don't. But down 4-3, Carolina, middle of the third period, ties it up. And we got a brand new ball game with under 10 minutes to go.
There was a good call on the icing. The puck worked toward the slot. Gostisbehere scores! Shane Gostisbehere has tied it at 4.
At the puck, and he scores. Here's the icing clearly behind the line from Jeremy Lauzon as he backhands it in. They feel that they won the race to the puck. Gostisbehere will come in on a tied draw. Another goal on the blocker side of Carter Hart. Jordan Stahl beat him on the blocker. Shane Gostisbehere.
We're all knotted up. But inside 3.5 minutes to go. That kid, that 16, 17-year-old, he's watched the Carolina Hurricanes his whole life. If you're a 16-year-old and a fan of the Golden Knights, everything you can remember about sports, about professional hockey, has been good, has been winning. And that Carolina fan just wants a taste of that. The Golden Knights won 39 games in the regular season. The Hurricanes won 53. The Knights aren't supposed to be. They fired their coach with a week and a half to go in the regular season. 4-4. Inside 3.5 minutes left in this game. The crowd is really taken out of it as Tomas Hertl puts the game away.
Or he would have gone in unimpeded. 3.5 to go. Hertl into the dot to Sissons. It's back for Hertl. He scores! Tomas Hertl! Then it's 5-4 Vegas.
For Vegas, and they're able to cycle the puck around and score. Really great work by Hertl to get that puck first. He and Sissons are going to cycle and exchange positions. Carolina plays a man-on-man defense. If you get beat out of the corner, you cannot deny the slot. Gostisbehere is beat by Hertl, and Hertl, who's come alive, has given Vegas a 5.
The 27 shots for Carolina, 23 for the Vegas Golden Knights, and a 5-4 final goes home with Las Vegas. The series has begun. No series can begin until the road team wins a game. And it's what happened in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Carolina trailing the Golden Knights 1-0 in the series and postgame. Brett Howden of the Vegas Golden Knights. He had 12 goals in the regular season. Howden has 11 goals in the playoffs alone. That is mad, dog. Here is Brett Howden postgame on the magic that Vegas has put together in 2026.
I mean, we knew they were going to come out hard in their building with their style. I think there was a lot of, maybe excitedness, anxiety, just wanting to get the series going for both teams. But credit to us. I mean, they came out really well, and we bent, we didn't break. We crawled back. We started building our game a bit better, and we liked it towards the end.
So many momentum changes in this game. You guys hadn't played each other since early on in the start of the regular season. So what did you learn about Carolina that you can take into Game 2?
Yeah, I mean, they're just a fast team. They're really fast. They stick to their game plan, and for us, we're gonna look at some tape now and see what we can correct and try to be better for Game 2.
Carter Hart continues to be outstanding for you guys. Gave you guys an opportunity multiple times in this game. Can you just talk about his performance for his Stanley Cup debut as well?
Yeah, unbelievable. He's been incredible for us. Especially in the playoffs, he just keeps getting better and better. And obviously he held us in the game at some key times tonight, and yeah, he's just been playing great, and we build confidence off of that.
Right, appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You know, Brett Howden, you could argue, well, he's banged up in the regular season. Yeah, he was twice that Brett Howden was on injured reserve, at least once. Lower body injuries, dealt with that, but he still played 55, 60 regular season games, 12 goals, 11 in the playoffs alone. Come on. And I'm telling you, man, we're a few games away from truly talking about dynasty, right, for Vegas. They've got to win the cup. But before I even get to dynasty, the story of Vegas winning in the playoffs, that wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't supposed to be a thing. They fired the coach. And now they're a game up after going on the road in game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. When we come back, it's time for our biggest losers of the day. We have a text, 310-840-4910. George in Mobile says, I think you should have a Be Nice to Curtis Day. Maybe that day is today after all. It's Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Biggest losers of the day. That broke-ass Mr. Beast? I'll explain. This is the Drake Toll Show.
The trade is...
Me out, and if I need a breather I can hit the Parkway. Be home before the bars all close, drink away the lies she told, think about the days. She was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen, high school lover in a badass Jeep, far from the eyes of a watchful town. Mama didn't need to know. Good corn liquor to shake this cold, and good heart loving on a gravel road. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Push came down to shove, I'd be a band for her love. Shoot sharp and walk away. She was good before she changed her name, and I bet that ain't all that's changed. Goddamn, I remember the nights. I was a young punk kid from a dried up town, Cold Car County full of hunting hounds. She was the one who kept those boys at bay. Her high heels and my Red Wing boots, cutting couches in the living room. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? All this boozing, by God I can keep it together. Just to hold my baby close, get her moving down a county road, make up for lost time. She was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen. She ran on sex and gasoline, far more money than a boy like me could hold. Stuck down Juliet. Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Oh, Lexington's a city, but it ain't so big, it freaks me out. And if I need a breather, I can hit the parkway. Be home before the bars all close, drink away the lies she told. Think about the days she was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen, high school lover in a badass Jeep, far from the eyes of a watchful town. Mom
Yeah.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. You can text or call the show all day long. The NFL fell apart 40 hours ago, 36 hours ago, 32 hours ago. With the Myles Garrett trade, the A.J. Brown trade, Russell Wilson, now a Drake London contract that makes it Drake London being the third highest paid over Justin Jefferson. Is that right? Drake London? Yeah, man. That's kind of crazy. He's only behind Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jamar Chase for highest paid receiver in NFL history. Drake London, third highest paid. If I asked you at bar trivia, Addie's going to bar trivia tonight. It's Wednesday. If I asked you who is the third highest paid wide receiver in NFL history from a singular contract standpoint, would you say Drake London? Well, you should now. If you want to be correct, that's the answer. It is Wednesday, June 3rd, year of our Lord 2026, and we are approaching rapidly the 7 o'clock hour on the East Coast. It's time for our biggest losers of the day. What an insufferable answer. Wall Street Journal interviewed Mr. Beast. Surely you've heard of him. Jimmy is his name. And the Beast Man reveals he has less than $1 million to his name, despite being a billionaire on paper. Here is what Mr. Beast had to say to the Wall Street Journal when talking about his personal finances.
You said you keep less than $1 million for yourself despite being a paper billionaire. Why do you choose to operate that way?
It's funny talking about my personal finances because no one ever believes anything I say. So, I mean, because they're like, you're a billionaire. I'm like, that's net worth. I have negative money right now. I'm borrowing money. That's how little money I have. Technically, everyone watching this video has more money than me in their bank account if you subtract the equity value of my company, which doesn't buy me McDonald's in the morning or whatever. But yeah, why do I choose to keep it that way? It's not, I don't know. I just don't really think of it. I wake up, I just work, and I don't know. I'm just so busy working. I don't really think about my personal bank account, if that makes sense. I'm just laser focused on, making the greatest videos possible and building the business as big as possible.
Yeah.
Billionaires, which Mr. Beast is a billionaire, no one billionaire does not mean that right now you can go, Jimmy, you can go to McDonald's and spend $1 billion. I understand that in your Wells Fargo account, you don't have $1 billion. But for anyone who's got millions and millions and now billions of dollars as an enterprise and millions in crypto or investments or this or that, to say you have negative money, I can't even go to McDonald's in the morning and I can't even buy breakfast at McDonald's. Give me a break, man. Like, billionaires, for some reason, love to tell you how little money they have. You know what? You're right, Jimmy. We can switch lives. We can switch, fine. We can switch bank accounts. I'll take your negative money and assets, and you can have the Drake Toll Show. You can have the Mr. Beast Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Produced by Addie Bates and Curtis Poindexter. It'll be an interesting show for the drops. Biggest loser of the day. Not the president. Can't be the president. Yesterday, they sent Dr. Oz. This is a real sentence. They sent Dr. Oz to the podium at the White House. Again, real sentence. To discuss the president's mental wellness. And what an interesting response. Mr. Dr. Oz, take it away.
Hey, I just wanted to follow up on her question behind me. If the president's in such perfect health, why does he keep going back in for checkups?
I think he likes the results. He does really well. He aces the test every single day.
Yeah, I mean, that's... When I was in grade school, I would take a test, and when I would take the test, I would do so well that I'd be like, hey, can I take the test again? It felt so good to get 100. I'd like to run it back. Addie, you ever done so well on a test you keep taking it?
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Actually, when I was in elementary school, I was really good at all those like times tables. So I would just I wanted to retake them so I could get like faster. But usually whenever I have dementia, I want to take the same test over and over again because it's like taking it for the first time.
I feel like you probably don't have dementia.
You don't know that.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
You don't know that.
Is that a HIPAA violation for me saying you don't have dementia?
Yeah, you don't know that. I have a physical next week. I'm gonna ace it. That's what I'm gonna, and I'll go.
Is that OSHA?
No, that's HIPAA.
I HIPAA'd your ass. I didn't OSHA you. Sorry. Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, we took A, B, and C tests. So you take the A test, and it was like staggered. If you got an 83 on the A test, you got some odd points that helped you on the B test. And you didn't have to take the B test if you got a 90 or 95 or above on the A test, whatever it was. So you did have to keep taking it. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to 7th grade, please.
That is
interesting.
Testing. Way of testing. That is weird.
Yeah, it was the advanced class. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It's the 7th grade advanced class.
Biggest loser of the day.
I know. I was like, I think everybody was in that.
Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles, low key. Here's what A.J. Brown said on being traded to the Patriots. I know this ain't heaven, but it's close to it. Take it away, A.J.
Just talking to my mom, and I was like, man, I'm still in awe. You know, I'm trying to adjust and, walking up the hill with the uniform on. I was like, man, this is real. And caught myself one point in practice, wasn't paying attention because I was like, dang, I'm a Patriot, and just trying to take it all in as much as I can. Obviously, I got back to work quickly, but it's levels to it, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's obviously I know this ain't heaven, but it's close to it.
When you guys had
Foxborough, Massachusetts. The billboard on the way in says, it's not heaven, it's close to it.
Big Gooner.
You got the head coach, who's been banging the other chick for the last 6 years, who's not his wife.
in the meat.
You've got the happy ending owner, who has the macaroni business. Touch yourself. And I think they do ketchup, too. And it's you've got formerly you had the Stephon Diggs. You're replacing the guy who may or may not have physically harmed his live-in chef. Addie, can we call New England heaven? Probably not. Close. Can we call it close to heaven?
If you're a degenerate, I feel like that is heaven. If you're a degenerate, that is... Brendan Sorsby, welcome to New England. This is your heaven.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would love that. Biggest losers. The SEC haters. You can have this one.
Yeah. Wait, why don't you want to take it?
Because I spent all day yesterday talking about how much parity there is in college baseball. So you can play the other side. And I was taking
SEC
shots
Network,
on the front and the back.
SEC Network posted the SEC makes history with the most teams ever in Super Regionals with 7. Addie Bates says Texas Longhorns are there. I think SEC baseball. I think it's back. I think it never left. I think it's amazing. Who cares that LSU's not there? I don't care. We do not care. Look at all these awesome teams. Texas, Bama, Auburn, Georgia. Gosh, I love it. I love it. I love the SEC.
You missed the 2 best teams on here. Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Oklahoma.
Anyway.
Yeah, SEC baseball never left. It has maybe always been the best conference in college baseball. Pac-12, 20 years ago. SEC baseball, hard to contend with. Yeah, it is dead. That's a good point. SEC baseball, hard to contend with. The very top of the sport. 7 teams in. None of those 7 teams made the World Series last year, so it showcases parity across not just college baseball, but the Southeastern Conference as well. Pretty awesome. Also, Weird Al Yankovic plays a show in Savannah, Georgia tonight. Should I go? 310-840-4910. Should I do it?
He's a good concert. If you've never been, he's fun in concert.
I might do that tonight. 310-840-4910. Huh. I bet he would be really good, actually.
I've seen him. I told you he was.
I might do that. All right. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. And the host might go see Weird Al tonight. When we come back, it's time for our obituaries, as well as the quickie, the top 5 headlines in all of sports. Addie Bates will read them. Drake Toll will respond. Rolling into the 7 o'clock Eastern Time hour. It's Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You can get involved 310-840-4910 on the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood.
She lives for me, says she lives for me, ovation. Who won't motivation? She comes round and she goes down on me. And I make you smile like a drug for you. Do ever what you wanna do, coming over you. Keep on smiling what we go through. One stop to the rhythm that divides you. And I speak to you like the chorus to the verse. Drop another line like a coda with the curse. Coming like a freak show takes the stage. We give them the game, she plays. She say, I want something else to get me through this semi-tongue kind of life. Baby, baby, I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye. sand beneath my toes. The beach gives a feeling, and a deep feeling. I believe in the faith that grows, and the full I go can make me cry. When I'm with you, I feel like I could die, and that would be alright, alright. And when the plane came in, she said she was crossing the velvet eclipse in the city, which tripped on the earth to feel alive. But now I'm struggling to survive those days you were wearing that velvet dress. You're the priestess, I must confess. Those little red panties, they pass the test. So I took around the belly, face down on the mattress one, and you hold me, and we are broken. Still it's all that I wanna do, just to live, and I feel myself heavy off the ground. I'm scared, I'm not coming down. No, no, and I won't run from my life. She's got the toss down, locked down in a smile, but nothing is alright, alright. I want something else to get me through this life, baby. I want something else. Not listening when you say she lives for me, says she lives for me, ovation. Who will motivation? She comes out and she goes.
Ignore the hole. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you. From the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12, you can listen to the entirety of today's show, yesterday's show, any of the shows on the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM 375, the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel. It's hell, man. We got it in podcast form. We're doing everything we can on our end to mass produce this thing.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
With Curtis Poindexter running the board and Addie Bates producing. It is International Be Nice to Curtis Day, so we're all obliging. Everybody, good answer, good answer. Yeah. Give it up. There he is. There's our cute guy. Hey, Curtis.
Big gooner.
Yeah, he's on the screen now, and there goes Addie. No more Addie.
Been the meat.
7 o'clock hour, the LA Rams are the new home of Myles Garrett. The Golden Knights have a 1-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes after a 5-4 victory last night. The New York Knicks in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. There are people who woke up today who have grown up, gone to kindergarten, 7th grade, high school, graduated, gone to college, gotten a master's degree, and they woke up as a New York Knicks fan, and today is the first day of their 26-year existence that their favorite team in the world, those New York Knicks, are headed to the NBA Finals. Your 26 years of life. And finally, today, you woke up That's how I yawn. And the Knicks are playing in San Antonio with a chance to win the Stanley. Nope, they can't win the Stanley Cup. They can win the Larry O'Brien, though. The same award that the same award that Victor Wembanyama said that was his purpose in life. 22-year-old Victor Wembanyama, the Larry O'Brien. Yes, correct. Thank you. No one bully Curtis. It's National Be Nice to Curtis Day. And this A.J. Brown trade where A.J. says that New York, that New England is like heaven. Or this Russell Wilson quasi-retirement where Russ is going to work in TV. Didn't use the word retire. Didn't say he's retiring. But he's going to work for CBS. And a guy who threw for 47,000 yards in his NFL career, rushed for 5,000 yards, is no longer in the league. Drake London's the third highest paid wide receiver in the world. There is a Drake London walking among you. Somewhere around you, there's a Drake London. And he's making way more money than you are. Way more money than I am. It doesn't compute in my brain. Drake London, more lucrative contract than Justin Jefferson. That's the world we live in. That's the way the world goes round. 7 o'clock hour begins the same way every single day. Begins the same way today. It's time for our obituary. Who died today? Dead today. The Detroit Tigers. 21 blown lead losses. By the time we hit June 1st, the Detroit Tigers had racked up 21 blown lead losses. Addie Bates, resident baseball expert of the Drake Toll Show. For those out there who aren't big baseball savants, is that good?
I feel like you don't even have to know anything about baseball. You don't have to know a single thing about baseball. This team is atrocious. And it's crazy because at the beginning of the season, you look at this roster. Framber Valdez, Tarek Skubal, Cy Young winner, by the way, Justin Verlander. You would think that rotation would dominate. But they've been plagued with injuries, and their other starters aren't great. Their bullpen's been struggling. They are the worst team in the AL Central. Let me repeat. They are the worst team in the AL Central. Who's above them? The Chicago White Sox. This was supposed to be the year where they were going to win now mode, and obviously I think they're going to be sellers at the deadline. How can you not be sellers at the deadline with this kind of record?
They were in the playoffs last year. The streets forget. They won that series against Cleveland in Cleveland.
Yeah, after losing the division, which they led the entire season, they had an insane collapse at the end of the season. And yes, they beat the Guards, but man, this team is bad.
Yeah, and it almost happened 2 nights ago. Again, they were up 10-5 on the Rays. Rays put up a 4 spot in the 8th, 10-9 final. Tigers won it. They have won 2 straight against Tampa, which is good. So it's poo-pooing on their parade today is kind of mean, but they deserve it. 21 times you've blown a lead and lost a game where you led by June 1st is mind-boggling. But the Tigers do have Riley Green, notable country singer, as well as a guy named Dylan Dingler, which just feels like something's right up Curtis's alley. Touchers, one of their best
Kevin
hitters, too.
McGonigal?
Dingler's pretty good.
What about Kevin McGonigal?
Yeah, it's just doesn't have that same pizzazz as Dingler. Dylan Dingler's up there.
Well, I guess the Tigers should be happy. They have half a game up on the Royals, which probably they'll lose that.
Yeah.
They'll lose that ground today.
Woo! Dylan Dingler. Where do you rank him amongst catchers in the league? It's pretty good. He's not bad.
He's not bad. He's not bad. It's just I feel bad for him. This is a very young team. And, he's having to steer this ship that is slowly sinking. He's on the Titanic right now, captain of the Titanic, and he's just doing his best.
Curtis, what are your thoughts on Dylan Dingler?
In the meat.
Yeah,
that is Terry Francona. That's a different division, Curtis.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
There he is. Yeah, that's Curtis. Dead today, punishing people for hitting women. Josh Jacobs allegedly hit someone. In May, he turned himself in and was booked on 5 charges. strangulation and suffocation, battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, and intimidation of a victim, intimidation of a victim. Per Ari Merov, Packers running back Josh Jacobs is with the team and will participate in practice today. Head coach Matt LaFleur calls it business as usual. It's not funny, but it keeps happening. It keeps happening. I'm gonna do it again because that was so insane to me. In May, he turned himself in and was booked on 5 charges: strangulation and suffocation, battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, intimidation of a victim. Head coach Matt LaFleur calls it business as usual. Telling you, man, if hitting people is your thing, do I have a job for you? Do I have a place where you could probably work?
But do not gamble. Do not bet on sports. Do not do that.
Hashtag end racism. And don't end cancer.
Stay off the weed.
If you wear eye black that says end cancer, suspended. Dead today, Jordan Davis' MLB career. Jordan Adams.
I didn't even put Davis.
I went to college with Jordan Davis. That helps you. Jordan Adams' MLB career. Bonk. Addy, the MLB star. Okay, not a star. But the MLB, a professional baseball player, is now the second college football player that I can think of. The second guy to go play college football. He'll be an SMU Mustang next year.
That's just so fascinating to me because, baseball is one of those things you can get drafted pretty high up, but man, good luck making it to the majors. I mean, there's a small percentage of people who make it to the majors. This is a known thing. So I think probably he was a little fed up with, being in the minors, working through the system.
Being in the what? Wander Franco?
That's so crazy that
Ignore the hole.
That's so crazy that your head went there.
Dead today, ladybugs in Texas. This is genuinely insane. Holly Rowe was doing a hit. I was watching this live, College World Series, Women's College World Series in Austin. Well, it's in Oklahoma City. And out of Austin, Texas, one of the wildest stories you'll ever hear. Hannah Wells, Texas Longhorn, eats ladybugs for good luck anytime she sees a ladybug.
What?
She devours it.
Curtis does the same thing, and we've never said anything about it.
Interesting.
I'm looking at his ass, and he would be eating ladybugs. It's Be Nice to Curtis Day, but I can't get around. I can't get around this one, Kurt. You're not eating ladybugs allegation. I can see your little tongue slipping. I can see you just
spin the meat
right on that ladybug.
Curtis, he thinks about your tongue all the time. Okay.
I can see no hands. True. He wouldn't use his hands. It's tongue and all. He just and then a little smile, that little cute smile that he does. I guarantee you that's what would happen.
So in that, I learned that he thinks about your tongue, no hands, your cute smile.
And I was taking shots from the front and the back.
There it is.
It came in so fast and so hard.
She eats ladybugs. Anytime she sees a ladybug, she's like, damn, I gotta eat that thing. Those are our obituaries. It's time for the quickie. Top 5 headlines in all. Okay. Will you cut the music for a second? I didn't have this conversation on air. I'm thinking of a new segment. Can I pitch it to you, please?
It doesn't matter what I say. You're going to do it anyways.
That's not true. Okay. I'm thinking of morning would or would not. Is it good? You see what I did there? And so the morning would or would not.
Yes, I see what you did there.
It's like so we can do this like 6 or 7:20 every day, Eastern time. And you give me a take, and then I give morning would or would not.
No, I don't.
It's good. It's great.
I feel like if this was if you had a male producer, this would be better. But giving you something,
we'd have to make this a male and female thing.
This is what you just said. I give you something, and then you give me morning would
Oh
or would
my
not.
gosh.
That is, Curtis, is that what he just said?
That's it. You and Curtis do the quickie. I don't even. Is this because I haven't taken the HR training yet?
All right, Curtis. Ready for your first headline?
Mute my mic.
Curtis, here's your first headline. Canes rue poor decisions in historic Game 1 collapse.
Canes do what?
No, this is Curtis.
Yeah, what do you got on that one, Curtis? Yeah, what do you got on that, Kurt?
Fight Club.
And that's less than a minute.
He's just all over that ladybug.
Anyway.
All right, Curtis.
All right.
Here's your second headline. SEC Big Ten jointly oppose college sports bill.
Interesting, per se.
That's under a minute.
Oh, it's good.
You can phone a friend if you'd like.
You give me, eating ladybugs. Morning would or would not. Morning would. I'd eat ladybug. That's fine. All right, Curtis. Executive decision. Thank you for your time. You nailed it. Hats off. Salute to you, my friend. I think the Canes losing last night was a structural fall apart at home and indicative of the ever-hot Las Vegas Golden Knights, who are unstoppable in the postseason. That is under a minute because we're getting close to time, but there you go. What was the second headline?
SEC Big Ten jointly oppose college sports bill.
Yeah. This is the Ted Cruz one. It's bipartisan. It was Ted Cruz and then a Democratic senator proposed this bill, and it's got the 5-and-5 rule, which I liked. I think they're pushing back because of the media rights clauses in it, and there's been a proposal, and I don't hate this, by the way, of kind of a universal media rights deal. I would love if, the MLB had a universal media rights deal. If tomorrow, hypothetically, if tomorrow the MLB said, hey, ESPN, we want all of our 30 teams broadcast by exclusively you. Pay us $1 billion for this year, our 30 teams. Go. That's great. Now I have access to every MLB game, and it's a perfect world. That world does not exist. Obviously, there's people vie for these contracts. The SEC and the Big Ten do not want a universal media deal, but I think that's what would really help college football, because the reason that Rutgers is playing UCLA in a conference game is because of media rights and TV deals. That's why the Pac-12 died. I love the idea of a universal TV deal. It's better for the fans. However, the conferences hate it because it doesn't make them enough money. That's a minute.
Here's your third headline. Angels outfielder Jo Adell misplays fly ball into home run off of his head, much like Jose Canseco in 1993.
What?
This is the same Adele who robbed that home run 3 times?
3 of them.
You robbed 3 of them?
3 of them.
Yep. Yeah, I can't help him. Playing against the Rockies, too. Watching the clip back, it is the stupidest thing of all. It hits above the yellow line, above the wall, technical wall, is the video board. It's like a stretch video board, and it hits the stretch video board. Yeah, shades of Canseco. The Canseco one was dunk and then over a wall, which just looked way funnier. This one was dunk and off of a extended wall. Also, sorry, RIP Texas Rangers. I don't want to talk about it.
I do. That's so funny. Cunningham says the Fever are
Yeah, Canseco was a Ranger when that happened, right?
In 1993?
I'm pretty sure he was a Ranger when that happened. Yeah.
Cunningham Fever on good page after sit-down.
This could be a segment at some point. I think I mentioned that maybe Monday, maybe last Friday. The way the Fever are handling Sophie Cunningham and handling the Caitlin Clark, the star of the WNBA, no one wants to say that. Why does no one at the WNBA want to say we have a Shohei Ohtani and her name is Caitlin Clark? Why do they hate her now? Why do they anything that's good? They're like, no, kill it with fire. So many people on the backs of the women who built this league. Like, yes, I understand the backs of the women who built this league, but no one's like, oh, can't root for Shohei because Babe Ruth existed. Oh, can't root for Wembanyama because LeBron existed. Yes, no one's saying Cheryl Miller sucks. No one's saying that. But we are saying that maybe Caitlin Clark could be the greatest player of all time when all is said and done, and you gotta accept that. The WNBA has a serious, aggressive marketing issue. Indiana Fever have a marketing issue. They're going to lose money if they don't capitalize on this. Oh, let's spread the love. Let's put so-and-so on the graphic who never plays so we can all be featured on the graphic. No. That level of PR socialism is not going to work.
That's a minute.
Yes.
All right, Drake. Don't cry. But the Stars pick Plano for new arena site as downtown Dallas faces twin sports team departures.
Yeah. In like 48 hours, both teams left. The Mavs were like, we're going to go over there. And the Stars said, yeah, we are too. In two different facilities. The Mavs are going to build their own. The Stars are going to build their own. Also, Plano, why? Why? Why are we doing Oklahoma? As somebody who loves Dallas and threatened to move to Dallas after I graduated from Baylor, next thing you know, we're going to be in Oklahoma. The Texas Rangers. It's just Ada, Oklahoma. Just Jinx, Oklahoma. They're Ardmores where they build their
That's why
stadium.
us Houston fans call it South Oklahoma, for that reason.
Yeah, that's what it is now. Denton, Texas is just Oklahoma. It's infuriating. Go Mean Green. Yeah, it really sucks for downtown Dallas. I love the American Airlines Center, by the way. I really do. I like the American Airlines Center a lot. And I love going to Stars games, Mavs games there, concerts there. It just sucks that Dallas is shipping itself to southern Oklahoma. It's a minute. I'm done.
Those are your headlines for the day.
Go to break. When we come back, it's the NBA Finals. The Spurs and the Knicks tonight. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show. Yeah.
Hey lady, you got the love I need. Maybe more than enough. Oh, darling, 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 walk a while with me. Oh, you got so much, so much, so much.
In the meat.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12 and ESPN2 last night at the Slop Mexican restaurant. Oh, Mom. We're on TV. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. And tonight, the NBA Finals. You can watch the Drake Toll Show live. Watch it. Yeah, it's a TV show now on YouTube or Twitter, wherever you get your YouTube or Twitter.
Interesting.
You even get the Curtis Cam. That's right, Curtis Poindexter live in living color on television. Good stuff, Kurt. Tonight, San Antonio, New York. I was in New York 3 weeks ago. I was in Manhattan 3 weeks ago, and you could feel there was this palpable buzz in the middle of that. May have been a little bit longer than that. It was during the Knicks and Hawks series, and you could feel getting on the subway the pulse of the New York Knicks. And I asked a couple people who I've got a buddy of mine who lives in Manhattan. I think he's in Jersey City now, but he lived in Manhattan for a while. I was like, man, most New York fans just feel upset about the Knicks. They're mad all of the time. They don't believe. There's no such thing as hope in this city. They are frustrated by the New York Knicks. Like, yeah, it makes sense. I could see that for a market like New York. And that night, we saw a Broadway show, and afterward went and got drinks and a dessert. And he said, man, this feels different. This is when the Knicks had just knocked off the Hawks. He said, this feels different. Now, all of a sudden, Knicks fans believe. And not only do they believe, but there is this sense across the city as they were dominating Atlanta. There's this sense across the city the Knicks could actually contend. As dominoes around the league and around the playoffs started to fall their way, we get the Sixers? That the city came to life in regards to the New York Knicks. And he's like, man, I haven't felt this in a while, even last year. Even after the NBA Cup, didn't feel this. But now, the Knicks have the heart of New York. And there are a million storylines that come up in every NBA Finals. But what I love about this is Jalen Brunson and the conversation of where he's going to rank amongst New York legends. I've told you this a couple of times. It's what I want you to know about Jalen Brunson. Is he's not sexy. No, he's not. And if I talk about the best players in the NBA of the last 10 years, the last 5 years, if I go to the top of the league, the big names, you walk around a middle school and you see the kids wearing a jersey or a jersey of something. When I was in middle school, and I'm young, I'm very young. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry. Right as I started getting into junior high and high school, Steph Curry was the rage, and Jalen Brunson's not that. You can't talk about Jalen Brunson next to LeBron or Steph or you can't. Karl Anthony Towns in the last decade has become more of a staple, more of a name. Cat, this figure that's supposed to lead Minnesota to an NBA Finals and a championship and a ring. Cat became a name, you know? Bam Adebayo dropped 80 this year, right? There are these names that are in that kind of tier 1 or tier 2 of NBA stars that we talk about, and it sounds odd putting Jalen Brunson in a conversation with Giannis or SGA or Jokic or Luka, but he is. It might not be sexy, and it might not make sense, and it might be a little weird, and it might be kind of strange, this Villanova guy whose character arc in the NBA is such a wild one with so many turns. But Jalen Brunson, that name, that guard, that human being, the everyman. He's 6'2", 190 pounds. How many guys who are 6'2", 190 pounds are you like, yep, oh no, he's going to the NBA. He's going to be an NBA star. It should make you vaguely uncomfortable to hear the word star next to Jalen Brunson. You mean the reserve for the Dallas Mavericks? Yeah, I do mean the reserve for the Dallas Mavericks, who became a starter later in his time in Dallas, moves to New York, and has started every game that he's played in New York. But I want to go back to Dallas, where in his final season for the Mavs, 2022, he averaged 16 points per game. We are talking about a guy who, as a Dallas Maverick, alongside Luka Doncic, who as a Dallas Maverick was just okay, was just fine. His second to last year in Dallas, 68 games played, started 12 of them. The Mavs reserve, Jalen Brunson. New York says, fine, we'll take him. We'll take Jalen Brunson and we'll start him every game. We'll build a team around Jalen Brunson? What? All right, fine. See if it works. And did it ever? This isn't the arc of a Luka, of a Wemby, of a LeBron. This isn't even a Giannis. Giannis got to the league in his first couple of seasons. You didn't know him. He was the random guy on 2K that when you traded your star player, you're like, oh, I got this. You couldn't pronounce his last name. He was somewhere in the middle of this trade as a player to be named later. Was Giannis, right? And then he comes to the forefront of the NBA. But when he did, it was instant. And he had the prototype. He had the build. He had this guy's a freak, a Greek freak. Jalen Brunson's not a freak. He's 6'2" and 190 pounds soaking wet. And he's an NBA star. I love that. Then there's Victor Wembanyama. And Victor Wembanyama is hard to hate, man. I hope that's the case for you. I grew up a Spurs fan. I've mentioned that a couple times. I'll never, my Spurs. I'm not gonna go there. But for Victor Wembanyama, the guy who was crying after a win, crying after a series victory against Oklahoma City, falling into the arms of his teammates, he has emphasized what it means to love basketball in an era where NBA fans' biggest gripe is that players don't love basketball. That's the issue. Players don't love basketball. They sit out, or if they're not sitting out, these players are jogging. They're not trying. Don't feel like there's a lot of effort being put into the National Basketball Association these days. That's the common rhetoric from NBA fans. You've heard it from analysts who have joined this show, saying that the biggest problem with NBA fans is they hate the NBA. Yeah, kind of spot on with that. You kind of cooked with that. And Victor Wembanyama is the inverse. He's the kid, the 22-year-old who loves being here, who more than anything wants to win, who said his life's purpose is to lift the Larry O'Brien. We need more of that in the National Basketball Association. And now we get that. We get a team that decided to bring in J.J. Barea and build a roster around him. That is Jalen Brunson. Hey, you get the Mavs tie there, too. The Knicks said, yeah, we'll take J.J. Barea and we'll build the team around him. Trust us, it's going to work. And now J.J. Barea, Jalen Brunson, is an NBA star. And you have the other team that gets the alien, this freak player who's the best player in the universe at basketball. And those two entities that are easy to root for will meet tonight. There is a 17-year-old, a 26-year-old, a 23-year-old New York Knicks fan who woke up today, a gleam in their eye, and thought, oh, shoot, we can win the NBA title this year. There is a Spurs fan who, I mean, you can't make that same comparison because 26-year-old Spurs fans had a pretty good run at things, huh? But there is a Spurs fan who thought in 2024, well, we'll never be good again. Who thought when Pop stepped away, because the idea was, hey, you've got Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, you've got Manu Ginobili, and when those guys get old, now you've got Kawhi Leonard, and maybe Danny Green is in there. Boris Diaw. And as that dissipated, as you couldn't keep a Kawhi Leonard, that young kid who had dominated LeBron James in the NBA Finals, the Spurs fizzled out. Pop's career was over. His run as the head coach was over. And San Antonio fans wondered, when will the light ever shine again? This is a team, a San Antonio team, that missed the postseason last year. Were they 20 games below 500 last season? And they're already in the NBA Finals? Wemby is 22 years old in his third NBA campaign. 62-win Spurs squad. And they're in the NBA Finals. You know, Michael Jordan didn't win a championship until he was 28. Did you know that? LeBron James, what a better example. LeBron James, who didn't go to college. Jordan, famously a member of the North Carolina Tar Heels. LeBron was 27 when he won his first title. Oh, okay. Well, LeBron played for the Cavs. That's all right. Come on, guy. Yeah. Wemby plays for the ass Spurs. They were terrible last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. If Wemby captures Larry O'Brien, he will shatter the modern superstar developmental timeline. He will kick off the Wembanyama era of NBA basketball, Jordan era, LeBron era. You could argue Steph era, and the way he revolutionized shooting. The Wemby era is here. But against an 11-game win streak, the Knicks, a 53-year desert, but an 11-game playoff win streak, obliterating the Hawks at the end of the series, mowing through the Sixers and the Cavs. New York is playing its best basketball since 1999, and a rematch of the NBA title. That 1999 NBA title commences tonight. Between two teams that I'm rooting for. You know, I love the Jalen Brunson story. I love that this little wily guard, this J.J. Barea, a franchise and organization took him and built around him. I love on the other side that Wembanyama loves basketball in an era where you're complaining about traveling and players sitting out. And somewhere stuck in the middle is the NBA going, well, I'm glad the Thunder's not here, but now who do I root for? Who do I watch tonight and want to win? Because they're all damn good stories. The Nova Knicks, the young Spurs. Tonight, 8:30, tip-off, ESPN. When we come back, it's our Idiot of the Day. Don't miss this one. It's the Drake Toll Show.
Game one of the
Will someone try? Open up your eyes. You must be blind if you can't see the gaping hole called reality. Wanna do it again? I'm gonna do it again. I wanna do it again. Come on, I'm gonna do it again. Hear me out. Terrified. Something ain't right. Here we go. If you make sure you're connected, the writing's on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall. If you make sure you're connected, the writing's on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall. If you make sure you're connected, the writing's on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall. If you make sure you're connected, the writing's on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Happy Wednesday, everybody. You're halfway there. Yeah. The weekend is not that far away. This weekend, I'll be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of Spotted Cow. I think Spotted Cow is the best beer in the world. If you like beer and you haven't had Spotted Cow, this is it. This is your moment to buy a flight or drive to Wisconsin. Why the hell would I drive to Wisconsin? I just buy that beer from the liquor store. You can't. That's what makes it even better. That's why I've been, maybe it's overblown now. Maybe I've been hyping it up too much to my buddies who are going to Wisconsin for the first time. But Spotted Cow can only be purchased in Wisconsin. It's like a novelty to it. I'll be in Milwaukee, 2-game stretch. The Party Animals of the Banana Ball Championship League versus the Loco Beach Coconuts, Saturday and Sunday on the CW. So you can watch Sullivan's Crossing and then watch Little Banana Ball. Yours truly, bringing down the house. 40,000 folks going to watch the Banana Ball Championship League, the Party Animals, and the Loco Beach Coconuts. No Savannah Bananas. It's kind of monumental. No Savannah Bananas this weekend in an MLB stadium, yet it's still sold out. It's like the Washington Generals, basically, you know? Mm-hmm. From the Globetrotters. It's like the Generals sold out an arena of 40,000 people. It's pretty crazy. Elsewhere in the big sports, Myles Garrett is an LA Ram. The NBA Finals are tonight. The NHL, it's Stanley Cup Finals underway in a 1-0 series lead for the Carolina. Nope, just kidding. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, down 2-0, rallied and eventually won 5-4 in Carolina. Ugh! Crushing blow for the fans in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center last night. Oh, and Drake London is now the third highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. The third most lucrative contract in NFL history for a wideout goes to Drake London. Ooh. It is 7 o'clock hour Eastern time. We got a guest coming up. Chris Sachi of Locked On Knicks joins us at 8. So we're moving it up for all of you fiends who love it. It's time for our Idiot of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
Idiot of the Day, number 1. Butch Thompson. He is the head coach of Auburn baseball, and he's got a serious problem with how the NCAA does its college baseball tournament. That's a weird one. Take a listen to what Butch thinks about the format of the postseason.
I will put out one asterisk out there is I'm getting really disappointed, which nobody cares, so I probably shouldn't say anything, but the regional format is really concerning me if we're talking about what's best for student athletes, because as I'm watching the TV and we're not playing, I got guys that are throwing 100 plus pitches and full starts and coming back and having to pitch because of the format. I don't know what the answer is, but I hope people are looking at, and we absolutely put Hetzler in 100-something pitches and pitched him in 2 games to try to win and you get yourself there. And we go 14 weeks building a team with the best 2 out of 3. And it's much more manageable than working for 9 months and then people asking these kids to have some out-of-body experience and do something that they haven't done all year. There has to be some type of talk, convening on what we're doing with this regional format because of what we've seen through the years, and it was absolutely on display for the last 4 days around the country.
Hey, Bubba, this is kind of on you. If you feel like your arms were stretched too thin this weekend, maybe don't lose by double digits to Milwaukee at home and have to fight your way back through the tournament. One of the reasons I love college baseball and the college baseball postseason, go back to 2016, where unknown, unheard of Coastal Carolina, a 3 seed in their regional, won the College World Series. This year, seeking their first trip to Omaha, Cal Poly, West Virginia, Troy, University of Arkansas, Little Rock, Auburn and North Carolina seeking their first national title, Alabama, St. John's trying to go to the World Series for the first time since the 80s and 90s, Kansas, Oregon, USC, Oklahoma, Georgia. But these are not legacy college baseball teams. The format of the tournament lends itself toward chaos to where anybody can compete. Why is the SEC complaining about the college baseball tournament when it benefits the power programs, but still gives a shot for Cal Poly, West Virginia, Troy, Little Rock to get hot? Don't complain, just win. Idiot of the day. Whatever's happening here, again, it's a sentence that's real. Dr. Oz takes the podium at the White House. And not as like a fun one-off because, we're having Dr. Oz at the White House. No, because he works there. Here's what Dr. Oz had to say about the qualifications of a surgeon.
Since you're here speaking on behalf of the administration, part of the reason we're asking about the President's decision to appoint Bill Pulte to be the head of national intelligence is it's been 4 hours and we've been asking the White House why he's qualified to do so. You're a heart surgeon or a heart doctor?
Yeah.
Would you recommend a patient go see someone who isn't?
It's just silent. Dr. Oz just he didn't know how to respond to it. So, if we're going to have the guy be the director of national intelligence, but what are the qualifications for that? Thanks, Dr. Oz. It's Dr. Oz at the White House. Idiot of the day. People who think this is funny. Addie, do you want to take this one? You threw it in there. I'm excited to hear your response to this.
Wait, I said people who don't think this is funny.
Oh, okay. All right, hit me with it.
Hunter Biden posts 7 years sober today. Thank you to everyone who has walked this road with me. Boiler grad at Boilers32 responds with, BS. That was your bag of Coca-Cola in the White House.
Contraband.
Yeah. Hunter Biden responds with, it most definitely was not. I would have never forgotten my drugs. That's great. That's amazing.
Oh, that's good. That's amazing.
That's
good. Idiot of the day, the Texas Rangers organization.
Woo!
Addie, do you want to take this one?
No. I feel like you should.
in a astronomical odds of this ever happening. In wild odds, the Rangers' record through 60 games over the last 5 seasons. In 2022, it was 29-31. 2024, 29-31. 2025, 29-31. 2026, 29-31. 4 of the last 5 years through 60 games, the Rangers have been 29-31. The only outlier, 2023, they were 40-20 and won the World Series after beating the Houston Astros in the ALCS and eventually the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series.
I feel like
This
that's
is
a
just
fluke year. That's a fluke year,
This
right?
is a statistical anomaly. 4 out of 5 years having the same record after 60 games is crazy.
It's awesome. It's so funny. It's great. But yeah, no, 2023 was a fluke year. And I'm not just saying that because of the Astros, yada, 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 whatever. 2023 sucked for a million other reasons for me. I don't care about that. I don't care that they won the World Series, but I feel like there's just something a little fishy going on.
Yeah.
They're bad.
This will be a fun one. Our final idiot of the day. People who have a serious problem. People who stop watching baseball for this. Major League Baseball changed its profile picture to a rainbow this month. June is Pride Month. As far as I know, every Major League Baseball team still played 9 innings yesterday. A couple played 10 extras. Everyone still played their full 9 innings. All the players hit. All the guys pitched. Nothing really changed. The MLB made its profile picture a rainbow alongside the logo. And Jack Unheard on Twitter says, "Do you understand this drives away more fans every single year?" I mean, I don't know if I care enough to be driven away. What? Probably not, responds Cowboy Miggy. MLB attendance reaches 71.4 million. 3 straight years of growth for the first time since 2007. And MLB viewership up 44% across national games in 2026, the league's best showing in a decade. So I'm sorry if you're upset or offended because the MLB changed its logo to a rainbow, but everyone's watching the MLB. Addie, final thoughts?
Like, if that's what you're getting upset about, you probably need to talk to someone. I feel like we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what am I doing wrong? Because that's just pathetic. I'm sorry. That is pathetic. It doesn't.
My neighbor Dale is gay. Dale's got a boyfriend. And I have no issue with that. Dale's a great guy. Like, the MLB's just saying, hey, Dale can have a boyfriend. All right, cool. Doesn't change my life. Doesn't hurt my viewing experience. All right, great. Coming up, Locked On Knicks, Chris Sachi, hot, joins the show. It's the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
Our naked bodies go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gets his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country, you need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. generation, glad they conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity. But that's the job. It's what gets the ass. It's what gets the ass in.
Hey Chris, how's it going?
Great. How are you guys today?
Good. We have the super professional way of doing things where I have to talk to you. There's no talk back. So whatever I'm saying right now is going over the stream. So try not to cuss. Drake does it all the time. Drake does not follow FCC guidelines. And he's working on some stuff right now. So we're back in about like a minute and a half.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so
guys
much.
for
I know
having
it's
me.
early. Yeah.
No, this is great.
Congrats on your Knicks. So
talking Knicks, yeah, it's they went undefeated in the entire month of May in the playoffs. I mean, people, this is where the Knicks want to be. They want to have us be doubted, right? That's how New York operates. Nothing's going to be easy. Mr. Robinson breaks his pinky, punching the wall, and we're not going to be 100%. New Yorkers are never 100%. City that never sleeps, We'll drink a cup of coffee and we'll tough it out. So that's what we do.
And you got Drake's San Antonio Spurs. So
yeah,
I know Drake's right, but I know he's going to be all in the Spurs. I know it. I'm going to convince him why the Knicks are here to stay.
Morning, Sach. Yeah,
morning.
I've got this kind of figured out now. We're experimenting today with our live
double mics.
2 weeks kind of funky.
Two mics, baby. Come on.
I know. That's a big spender. Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn the other mic off, and then we're about a minute out here.
There we go. There we go. How do I look? Sound good, everybody?
You sound good. Curtis, look at the YouTube chat.
Dude, that chat killed me the other day. I don't know what it was. A haircut or something.
Don't take it personally.
They kill me for drinking. Exactly. The chat's about it. They kill me for drinking water. I mean, of course, this guy drinks just straight water. I mean, it's funny. And now I'm not even drinking water today. So little C4 action today, unsponsored.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12. And it's the first day of the rest of our lives. Human beings woke up today. There's a 21-year-old who grew up in Manhattan, downtown. Interesting way of living. And woke up for the first time in their existence. A gleam in their eye. Their New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals tonight. They're going to watch the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. And one of those lucky Knicks fans who now covers the Knicks with Locked On Knicks is Chris Sachi, who joins the Drake Toll Show now. And Sach, just that. The idea that the New York Knicks will play an NBA game tonight in the Finals. Help conceptualize that for the listeners across the country.
Drake, thank you for having me on Westwood One. You guys are amazing. Here's what's going on. You're saying that about the Knicks being in the NBA Finals, and I'm blinking because tears are welling up in my eyes at 8:00 in the morning East Coast. Like, that's what's going on. The dregs that the Knicks fans had to go through to get here with, since the year 2000. Let's go full circle on this. Patrick Ewing's traded away. Jeff Van Gundy's dismissed as coach. James Dolan rises to power. And aside from the Carmelo season in 12-13, where they still bat out in the second round, This Knicks team has had nothing for fans to be happy about until this year. And so that's what's going on. Like, I'm blinking tears out of my eyes. This is real. This is real. This Knicks team, the last time they make the finals is against these Spurs. That's fascinating. The year 99, before everything, went off the rails with, Isaiah Thomas is coaching, and then he's the GM, and then he's getting, into some serious trouble. Then, we have, one of the worst seasons of all time with Larry Brown coaching, the most starting lineups you've ever seen, guys coming out of the G League starting games. I could go down the list and Nick fans talking about random players, Jerry. Like, I'm not going to do that. Again, that's the tears are real. That's what's going on.
Sachi, for the Knicks to be here, you mentioned those tears, the emotion. I've, in talking to Knicks fans or other analysts, a lot of them have had this same approach of, there's a lack of hope. And not right now, but typically most years for the Knicks, there's just not hope. There's this frustration. It's similar to Philadelphia Eagles fans or Boston Red Sox fans, where it's just, you're almost disgruntled that the Knicks play because you're expecting the worst. But this feels different. This feels hopeful. This feels like the Knicks fans have bought into the idea of the New York Knicks possibly winning an NBA title. Is that the case?
Absolutely, it has to be the case. You look at the Knicks. They go undefeated in the month of May in the playoffs. I talked about it last week, Drake, with you. 11 straight wins. I mean, that's something that only 4 teams have ever done, right? How about this? I'll give you another number, 262. That was their point differential in those 11 wins. That's the best point differential of any team in any 11-game stretch in NBA history. And it happened in the playoffs. How can you not feel good about this? Now, the Mitchell Robinson news, I'm sure we'll get to it, was like the shoe to drop. That's what happens. Knicks fans, things were too right? Things were too good, and we had to get that weird news on Thursday, and then the reporting's been interesting since. And again, we'll talk about it. It feels like, again, like we were gotten down a peg because it was too perfect. But even with that, that's New York. You're not going to be 100%. You might mess around and make some mistakes. Guess what? You're still going to perform on the biggest stage. He's at practice. He's looking good with a little splint on his hand. We have to feel good as a fan base. 11-0, undefeated in the month of May in the playoffs is crazy. The way this team is humming since being down 2-1 in late May against the Hawks, and they haven't looked back. You have to feel good. A lot of teams and a lot of analysts, whatever, they're going to pick the Spurs. This is where the Knicks want to be. Somehow they're underdogs after rattling off the 11-game win streak that they had, the best in NBA history.
Yeah, you mentioned the Robinson news, and I don't think I know that there is not a way an NBA team can get here completely unscathed. If you're at this stage of the postseason and having played pushing 95 games, you're going to have injury issues somewhere in there. For New York and this weird wave, you mentioned how the reporting's been interesting, this weird wave of news over Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks, who is questionable for game one. What are you hearing? What do we know about whether or not he will play tonight and his status for the big man this series?
Hey, I got to tell you this. I got to give a shout out to my guy, Chris Persianen, who's been on with Westwood One before. He is a Knicks reporter who actually, he knew the whole time on our show that Mitch got the surgery on Tuesday. So the way this was reported was weird. And we had Mike Vaccaro, the New York Post, on our show last Saturday. So that was really fun. We had a really prominent reporter who's been covering the Knicks since '94 talking about the reporting. Thursday, we hear about it around dinner time Eastern. Oh, Mitchell's got a broken pinky. Oh, how did this happen? Knicks fans are so dialed in. They're watching tape of game 4. Maybe it happened on this play. Maybe it happened in this scrum. Friday, it's revealed that he gets a procedure. So at first you say, oh, maybe if he doesn't get surgery, he can tough it out. Friday, it's revealed he had to get surgery. And then Mike Brown is available on Friday, and he's telling us it was not a basketball-related injury, right? Then it's revealed on Saturday, so this is all happening in real time, that it's actually like a boxer's fracture, which only happens if you pretty much punch something with a closed fist, okay? So now it didn't happen on the basketball court. We're like, what is going on? And he's also tweeted about mental health struggles. So, we're all in support of Mitch here. And again, this is New York. You're going to deal with some stuff. It's a hard city to live in, all right? Carmelo Anthony said it when he was on the air for national media. You don't look around sometimes in New York City and don't say, I hate this place, and still love it at the same time. So that's New York, but he should be playing. That's the expectations. He will play. He was at practice. There's plenty of video online of him dribbling, even though he's barely going to do that in a game, right? Dribbling, dunking, rebounding, blocking shots. He should be ready to go. I think You could think about how this was all gamesmanship. I don't know if it was because it's such a weird hurdle. But look, the Knicks are smart these days, and I'm not used to this because they've never been smart. And with the way this has played out, regardless, he's going to be a huge part of this series 100% or not. Longest tenured Knick. The Knicks acquired him the second round pick they got when they traded away Carmelo Anthony. So he's been around for such a long time. He's gritty. He's tough. He plays the best centers in the league phenomenally well. He's such an interesting cat, an interesting species. He's the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. That's how the Knicks win the series, is they get their offensive rebounds because they're one of the best teams in the league to do so. He's going to be a big part of this, and we don't care about the injury. He got in this trouble, in this mess by himself. He's got to work his way out of it. If the Knicks win the finals, he's a hero. If the Knicks lose the finals and he's not at his best, there's going to be some interesting ramifications because he's also a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah, at 7 foot, 240 pounds, you need a body like that with Victor Wembanyama patrolling the entire court. Chris Sachi joining the Drake Toll Show at CJ Sachi on Twitter. And Sach, I made the case earlier. What the Knicks did with Jalen Brunson, because Brunson wasn't starting in Dallas. His last year, he was kind of in and out of the lineup when he was. They took J.J. Barea and said, we're going to make you a star, kid. They took J.J. Barea. The stats parallel each other so well from a Jalen Brunson to a Barea, and it worked. Now it still doesn't make sense to talk about Giannis or Luka or Jokic or Wemby or SGA and have Jalen Brunson in that mix. It's such an odd, his ascension of the NBA is weird. It's different, but he's done it. What does that name mean to New York?
It means the world, Drake. I mean, you're exactly right. You look at all the national media at the time of the Jalen Brunson signing, panning it, making fun of the Knicks. Same old Knicks. You're going to overpay for another guard. There were, from the year 2000 onward, there were from 2000 until the Knicks signed Jalen Brunson in the 2023 season, 22 to 23, right? There was a different starting point guard basically every year. You go through the list of Marbury, Francis, Chris Duhon, a lot of Tony Douglas, a lot of failed experiments, right? And to have him be the rock solid guy, by the way, again, like you said, Drake, second round pick, unheralded. The Knicks took a flyer on him. Having Rick Brunson on the staff is overblown because he worked with Tom Thibodeau in many different stops in Chicago and then even in Boston. That was part of this, right? He wanted to go back to Dallas. And just like Steve Nash, the Mavericks didn't pony up for a point guard that's one of the best players in the league. And so what does that name mean to New York? How about the pay cut that he took for the Knicks to allow them to re-sign OG Anunoby to basically a max contract? The Knicks have not escaped. It's either been second round or better since he's come on with the Knicks, which again, since 2000, you had that one second round playoff series, and that was it, until Rick and Jalen come over here and change everything. He's the king of New York. Jalen Brunson is the king of New York, and this is his moment. He can meet it now. He can really reach Knicks stardom with the likes of Clyde Frazier. He could do something Patrick Ewing never did, which is win a title. I mean, Ewing didn't play in the 99 series. It's a big reason why the Knicks got, taken out on a gentleman's sweep. This is his chance to ascend to not only Knicks superstardom, but he's one of the best players in the league, Drake. Let's just say it. Like you said, it's weird to think of it, this second round pick who's barely 6 foot, who's got this big, huge head, who doesn't act like a star. He's very mild-mannered. If you look at the NBA Cup footage, if you look at which, by the way, was against the Spurs. If you look at the Knicks going to the title footage and advancing to the finals, he's smug. He knows that he's like Kobe Bryant in a 6 foot body is what a lot of Knicks fans will say. And I said it last week, Drake. I'm going to say it again. Everyone's better than Jalen Brunson until the Giants he slays every postseason. Last year was the Celtics and Tatum and Brown. This year was Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, you name it. He's risen to the moment every time. And this is his biggest moment to rise to right now. The NBA Finals starting tonight.
From Locked On Knicks, Chris Sachi joins the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Sach, talking gameplay. We're not going to, it reminds me vaguely of a LeBron Steph, where you knew it'd be rare seeing those two guys matched up against one another in that NBA final. It's like, okay, Steph's going to have his game, LeBron has his game. It's two separate pieces of the basketball floor. That is the case with Victor Wembanyama and Jalen Brunson, two stars that won't be going toe-to-toe all game long. And I like that. It means we get almost multiple basketball games in one for those who watch the game in such an analytical way. I mean, the X's and O's are exactly what I'm glued to. From Mitch Johnson to Mike Brown in this series, two head coaches. How do you see the series play out? I mean, what X's and O's? Talk. You said you were going to just name drop a bunch of Knicks. Yeah. Start name dropping a bunch of Knicks. What is the strategy to beat down Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs?
Well, surprisingly enough, Drake, the Knicks have given you about as good of a template to battle against Victor Wembanyama as any other team. I mean, winning the NBA Cup against the Spurs, and look, Wembanyama was a bit hampered in that game. He actually came off the bench. But the Knicks have a unique wave of bodies they can throw at him. OG Anunoby is one of the most special defenders I think anybody has ever seen. In this modern era, Drake, of covering such a wide range of floor, of having to switch basically 1 through 5 all the time because of how fast the NBA is right now and how the three-point shot is just stretched out defenses. OG Anunoby is one of the best defenders in the league. And Mike Brown, he's stood up for his guys all year. He was at the podium slamming his fist saying this guy had to make first team, and he made the All-NBA second team. That just added fuel to his fire. But he was actually the primary defender on Victor Wembanyama. And you look at it from a 1,000 feet view, you say, wow, that's crazy. You have a 6'9" guy guarding a 7'5" guy, right? A 7'4" guy, whatever he is. He seems to get taller by the minute, especially when he plays your team, is Wembanyama. But OG Anunoby did a great job of restricting him. And then Mitch Robinson, like we just mentioned earlier, he's going to have to play a large role against Wembanyama because of the way that Robinson needs to be boxed out, right, on the offensive glass. All of a sudden, when you have to worry about Big Mitch down there, and even Karl-Anthony Towns, who is still one of the best rebounders in the game for his own right, you have to box those guys out to where it might actually impact Wembanyama defensively. Because is it going to be him putting a body on these guys for 48 minutes? One thing I did notice that made Wembanyama mortal in the Spurs series against the Thunder is that he did tire himself out. He's 7'4". Is he meant, did God create him to run 48 minutes on hardwood at 7'4"? He could be tired out. And if the Knicks can get bodies on him on the glass, if they can make him stretch out, because he can close out basically any shot. There is no shot on the basketball court that he cannot get to, which is incredibly special. He suffocates teams. You think about his presence down low. That speaks for itself, right? But what he can do to teams at the three-point line is also pretty devastating. The Thunder lost that series because their three-point shots never got going. They couldn't find enough guys to hit those because Wembanyama seemed to be in everybody's face, right? Regardless of where you're in the short corner, the far corner, top of the key, he can get there. So how can the Knicks limit him? It's getting a body on him on the glass, which you don't really think of a lot in terms of offensive strategy. And it's also making him chase out these three-point shooters. Because when Josh Hart is making threes, the Knicks' death lineup, so to speak, every guy can hit the three-point shot. That's what's devastating. Towns is incredibly special at the top of the arc with his threes. Brunson can make threes, and he's off the ball more with Mike Brown. Bridges, Anunoby, they've been phenomenal from some of the two best corner three-point shooters in the NBA. So all that being said, this Knicks team is better suited than anybody to defeat the Goliath of Victor Wembanyama.
Chris Sachi, Locked On Knicks on the Drake Toll Show. Sach, how can folks best follow you as you cover the NBA Finals?
You said it's CJ Sachi on Twitter. Locked On Knicks. We got a show coming up at 2 o'clock. Right from where I'm standing, we'll have Ariel Pacheco, who likes, you talk about X's and O's. He breaks down films. This guy's going to be breaking down diagrams. Rumor has it he's drawing up stuff on his coach's board, so we're going to have him on to break down the X's and O's. And then I'll be on after the game tonight, either elated. Drake, I was on after the 22-point comeback against Cleveland, and I was just going nuts, all right? And you can tell I'm an emotional guy. I was in tears to start the show, and now I'm jumping for joy at this point because I'm so excited. But yeah, Locked On Knicks gives you everything you need. We got John Wallace, former Knick, a bunch of studs, Chris Persianen, like I mentioned, across the board. We're going to be coming at you. Why? 28 other Knicks people have to talk about the draft. This guy's playoff series. We're here to talk finals on Locked On Knicks. We're fired up. It starts tonight, 8:30. Bring it on. Go New York, go New York, go, baby. Thanks for having me, Drake. This is a blast.
Thanks, Sach. We'll talk to you again real soon. Again, Chris Sachi at CJ Sachi on Twitter. What I love about that is this mixture of, and you're seeing from Mike Breen, too, and a lot of these guys who are analysts that cover these teams. But after 27 years, 50 years without a title, there's that oomph that comes out of you. Like, you know what? At some level, it's cool to root for the Knicks. It's you let it fly. The Knicks are back. And the people who cover them, that's what I've loved out of the coverage of New York and its reporters this week is the emotion, the raw emotion of the Knicks are here again. And we all kind of feel like fans again. The hope is back. That's the beauty of it. Chris Sacchi on the show. When we come back, let's go to Cleveland. Oh, Myles Garrett is an L.A. Ram. Jared Verse is a Cleveland Brown. Chris Easterling will join the show. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
The trade is done. The Patriots acquire.
Nice. Great job, Sach. Good stuff.
Bang, that was a blast, bro. Thank you. Thank you guys again. I'm available anytime. Don't care when it is, weekends. I mean, I know you don't do the show on weekends, but later this week, next
Love
week.
it, Papa. I will see you in Milwaukee.
Yeah, can't wait. See you there, handsome. Have a fun
Absolutely.
show.
See you, boss man. Yes, sir.
Close it out, baby.
to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12, and right here, right now in the 8 o'clock hour across the country on Westwood One Sports. Now, look, I cannot emphasize enough. First time in 30 years that a Defensive Player of the Year will not be back in the same threads the next season. First time in NFL history that an MVP and a DPOY will be on the same team. That is Matthew Stafford, the MVP last season, alongside Myles Garrett, the Defensive Player of the Year, after Garrett was traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Los Angeles Rams. And the NFL, after the single-season sack record holder was shipped away, burned down 36 hours ago. To help us rebuild it, Chris Easterling joins the Drake Toll Show, covering the Cleveland Browns, and I can't even... Chris, please, give me the pulse of Browns country after everything that's happened in the last 36, 38 hours.
Excuse me. I think there was a level of shock because I don't think anybody really believed they would do it. You know, we've heard, it's been the last several years, there's always been those whispers of, will they trade Myles Garrett because of the losing? And Myles has been very outspoken over the last several years about, wanting to win a Super Bowl, wanting to play for a contender. And, it's just been obvious the last couple of years that, what he wanted to do and where this organization was at the moment weren't aligned. And then the Browns have been steadfast. We're not trading them. And then back in the earlier in the offseason, they do this contract restructuring that makes it much easier financial, fiscal, cap-wise to trade Myles after June 1st. And it's the only obvious reason people can tell that the Browns would do it. And I think that sort of put everybody's antenna up. I don't think anybody thought, well, the very, very first day they could do it, they were going to do it.
Right.
I thought maybe a little closer to training camp, maybe even, give them a little flexibility, get through this year, let Myles, and maybe next year. But, they did it, and, it's the reaction has been what you'd expect when you have a future Hall of Famer who, that's a fan favorite. The fans do love Myles here, and he gets traded away. There is just that sort of shock and anger and just yet again just sort of a kick in the for Browns fans.
Chris Easterling joining the Drake Toll Show from the Akron Beacon Journal, as now Myles Garrett is a member of the LA Rams. And Chris, you mentioned the offseason restructure. Another big piece of this to me is, and I think it's obvious, when you go out and hire an offensive coach like Todd Monken, who many Ravens fans wanted fired, and now the Browns have hired him as the head coach, and you balk on Jim Schwartz, who is the Browns' DC, and Myles Garrett was very vocal. He wanted Jim Schwartz as the head coach or with the franchise. Schwartz is now sitting elsewhere. It's the game of ifs, ands, and buts. If Jim Schwartz was still with Cleveland as the head coach or otherwise, is Myles Garrett still a Brown?
Do the Los Angeles Rams offer Jared Verse and 3 picks? I don't know. Because,
right, yeah.
Because everybody's made a big deal about Myles not being in an off-season workout. Myles hasn't been in a voluntary off-season workout, I think, since I've been on the beat. Basically, since the real date was going to be June 9th, next Tuesday, when mandatory minicamp opened, and that's typically when Myles shows up, and reminds everybody, oh yeah, you don't need to be in the facility to work out when you're one of the best players in the league. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Obviously, that's been a big storyline this offseason about the Monken over Schwartz for the job, but it seems like Denzel Ward was another one that was very outspoken about Jim Schwartz. He hasn't been involuntary, obviously, but we talked to him last week, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there." Grant Delpit, another one. He was at OTAs last week. We expect him to be here this week, and I think you have to pass the initial shock of they don't hire your guy. These guys are pros, and Myles Garrett did say when he was asked about Jim Schwartz back at the end of last season. We didn't talk to him, after Stevens was fired, but the last time we talked to him and asked him about it, he goes, "Look, I'd like Jim Schwartz, but whoever the coach is, I'm going to play for." So, at the end of the day, Myles would have probably showed up, but I think it made it easier, as I tried to steer this question into this answer to a conclusion. I think it's easier. I think it made it easier. I think it made it easier to move him at the end of the day. Now, he said he didn't ask for a trade. I believe him, and it's just combination of what the Rams offered, and maybe hey, we'll give you this change of scenery because it's just the right time, if there is a right time.
Chris, appreciate you being up early with us. Last thing I got for you here on this trade that is, again, it's monumental. There's history in the NFL because of it. The consolation prize, it's a pretty good consolation prize. 25-year-old Jared Verse, edge rusher, who is only behind Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett the last couple of seasons with 99 pressures. Is there a pulse of excitement about Jared Verse in Cleveland right now?
I think we're supposed to talk to Jared today. We have an open OTA today. We're supposed to talk to Jared today, and I think it's much like when they hired Todd Monken. The initial response was, it wasn't positive. And then you heard Monken speak, and the more you heard Monken speak, the more you dove into the guy that's actually here, not the guy that's not there. I think there will gradually be a level of excitement, but again, it's just tough. I mean, when he is the 1-for-1 for a future Hall of Famer. So I think it will take a while, but if he gets on the field and performs, this fan base has shown it will embrace anybody as long as you help the Cleveland Browns win football games.
Yeah. Chris Easterling at Easterling ABJ joining the Drake Toll Show. Chris, how can folks best support you as new pieces of the onion unfold in the coming weeks?
Well, like I say, follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter at C Easterling ABJ. Also, beaconjournal.com is the website. When you get there, subscribe to the Browns Insider newsletter. It comes in your email inbox every morning. So just generally with a little extra than just links to stories. So those are the primary places. But this is this story is just unfolding, and there are so many layers to this that are going to reverberate all the way through the season, I would imagine.
Yeah, Chris, thanks again for joining us this early. A crazy trade, and enjoyed having you on.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Again, Chris Easterling covering all things Cleveland Browns. Appreciate him for joining us early this morning despite being under the weather and toughing it out and giving you the latest, the pulse of the Cleveland fan base. Because look, there's some Luka to this. I think Jared Verse is a better consolation prize than what Anthony Davis was. But remember when the city of Dallas fell apart because Nico Harrison had traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers? Remember when the whole city fell apart? This is the same thing. Now you're saying, well, it's not the same thing. When Luka got traded, the world collapsed. Well, the world's kind of collapsing here. This is the best football player in the universe, and he got traded. The reason it doesn't feel so similar is because of differing markets. Cleveland as a fan base, Cleveland as a market is not Dallas. Dallas is one of the most vocal, one of the most hated, one of the most broadcast markets in professional sports. We hear about Dallas all the time. The Cowboys, Luka Doncic and the Mavs, the Texas Rangers sometimes. You're talking Dallas a lot. Cleveland? No. It's not, we don't talk a lot of Cleveland around here. We're not having a guards segment later. We're not talking Cavaliers offseason plans later. The city of Cleveland falling apart is much less national news than Dallas falling apart. That's what happened with Luka Doncic. Luka gets traded. One of the best players in the NBA, if not the best player in the NBA at the time, who's too fat to play for the Mavericks. Nico Harrison sends him down the river to L.A. And now, okay, great. Everybody in Dallas is livid, and the sports world explodes. This is the equivalent. Again, Jared Verse is better. He's not as ass as Anthony Davis, and he actually plays in his games, unlike Anthony Davis. But the player at the top of their game gets traded out of their market, and the whole place burns. Now, you wouldn't know it because it's Cleveland. When's the last time you were on Twitter like Cleveland Cavaliers, Cleveland Browns? You're not. In Dallas, it was much larger because of the market. But this is the same thing. Remember how monumental you felt the Luka Doncic trade being. Remember how monumental that week was. That's what it feels like to be in Cleveland right now. They traded away your guy. Despite not being great, the one mainstay, the one thing you've got is Myles Garrett, the Hall of Famer. You're going to hang that guy's jerseys in the rafters. And even though we're going to lose a lot because we're the Cleveland Browns, it's what we do. We've still got Myles Garrett breaking NFL records. Except you don't anymore. F them picks. Les Snead, the Rams GM, while most front offices want to hoard draft capital, F them picks. Cleveland, take all of our picks. We don't even care. We want Myles Garrett. You can have Jared Verse. We want the best football player in the universe. And they got him. When we come back, Stanley Cup final, NBA finals. And Drake London? Yeah. Third highest paid wide receiver in the league? Third most lucrative contract for a wideout ever? Uh-huh. Interesting. Drake London. Yeah, no, that's right. I'm reading the headline. Yeah. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Thanks again to Chris Easterling. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Myles Garrett has been
health insurance with our flying. FDA, big bankers buying. Fake computer crashes, dying and cloning. Well, they're multiplying. Fashion shoots with Becky Hansen, Courtney Love, and Marilyn Manson. You're all fakes, run to your mansions. Come around, we'll kick your asses.
I got a sweet little body as you're rolling in the caddy with me. I got a sweet little body as you're rolling in the caddy with me.
Yeah.
It is, it is the Drake Toll Show. If you're still with us, Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We are now joined by Chris Easterling of the Akron Beacon Journal. No, I'm getting... I can't. Curtis is telling me we lost.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
Curtis is telling me we lost him. We'll try to get him back. We'll try to get him back as fast as we can. So we can get more on the Cleveland Browns. We can get more on the Cleveland Browns. And the Myles Garrett trade. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. It's the biggest trade in NFL history. And I'm glad that we got to talk about it today with an expert. What the hell happens when you live in Ohio? What are they doing to people? What is Jared Verse going to do? What is Jared Verse going to do now that he has to live in Ohio? I can't. The doctor's going to wake me up from a coma, and I'm not. He's going to put him back to sleep. Put him back to sleep. He's talking gibberish. None of that could be real. None of that could be real.
Stanley Cup.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. And Myles Garrett was traded. He's the best player in the universe. Oh. And here is what his new head coach had to say on his money, because Myles Garrett went to the podium yesterday for the first time in L.A., and here is Myles on how he got to L.A. and his head coach, Sean McVay, on the money that helped make it all work.
It's a rare opportunity, and it is challenging because when you look at being able to acquire a player like this, these things don't come up often. And so when you do have a chance, you're saying, hey, can we have the best of both where you're able to get Myles and still keep a player that you love that's been an instrumental part of the last couple years? That was the hardest part of this decision, is parting ways with somebody that we love and care about. Wish him the best in Cleveland, and he's done an amazing job for us each of the last couple years, brought an energy, a production level, a toughness. But the opportunity to be able to get a chance to be able to work alongside Myles, he knows the respect and reverence I've had for his game, just getting to know him over the course of his career and my coaching career. And we feel like he can upgrade our football team.
Going to be a really good addition to the team for the LA Rams is the defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. Now, for LA to gain Myles Garrett, they had to lose Jared Verse, who will have to live in Cleveland now. and be a member of the Cleveland Browns. And so, hear from McVay on having to send his favorite player to Ohio.
Listen, if he's interested, there is no. Here's what I would say. You talk to Aaron and you see what he's saying about that. But here's what I would tell you guys overall too is, Aaron's a guy that I stay really close in touch with, and I know the respect that he has for Myles. Talk to him about the opportunity to be able to bring him on board. If Aaron decides he wants to dust him off at the age of 35, I bet you he could still do it at a pretty high clip.
Neither of those were the audio clips that I wanted, and it just made it even better. And it's neither of those. Oh my God. Wow. I want to thank Chris Easterling one more time for joining the Drake Toll Show. Last night in the NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals, we dropped puck for the first time in this series. And Mike Breen on the call on ESPN, and the Canes go up 2-0 thanks to Nikolai Ehlers.
For their speed throughout these playoffs. The young Utah and Anaheim teams. Here's Ehlers again alone. Ehlers scores! Nikolai Ehlers, both goals, and it's 2-0.
Jack Eichel's long pass is easily picked off by Jalen Chatfield. Dorofeev is heading up the ice. As soon as it's intercepted, Chatfield finds Ehlers. There's no way they're going to catch him. The Eichel turnover spurs the fast break. One shot for Ehlers.
I shouldn't have opened the chat. I shouldn't be reading what they're saying in the live YouTube chat. I shouldn't. But now it's 2-0. And the Vegas Golden Knights, who are the team of destiny this postseason, would come back to tie the game at 2-2 and then take a lead at 3-2. And from there, the Canes would tie it at 3-3 for Vegas to go up 4-3. Middle of the third period, Canes down 4-3 at home in Carolina. They tie it up, and the whole place goes nuts. Here's Mike Breen on ESPN.
It was a good call on the icing. The puck worked toward the slot. Gostisbehere scores! Shane Gostisbehere has tied it at 4.
At the puck, and he scores. Here's the icing clearly behind the line from Jeremy Lauzon as he backhands it in. They feel that they won the race to the puck. Gostisbehere will come in on a tied draw. Another goal on the blocker side of Carter Hart.
And now, all tied up, 4-4 in the Stanley Cup Finals. What it would take is the road team, because no series can begin until the road team wins a game. And you and I talk about that all the time. And Tomas Hertl scores under 3.5 minutes to go, and that's the ball game.
Or he would have gone in unimpeded. 3.5 to go. Hertl into the dot to Sissons. Back for Hertl. He scores! Tomas Hertl. Then it's 5-4 Vegas.
For Vegas, and they're able to cycle the puck around and score. Really great work by Hertl to get that puck first. He and Sissons are going to cycle and exchange positions. Carolina plays a man-on-man defense. If you get beat out of the corner, you cannot deny the slot. Gostisbehere is beat by Hertl, and Hertl, who's come alive, has given Vegas a 5.
1-0 series lead. Brett Howden only scored 12 goals in the regular season despite playing 60 games. 12 goals. He dealt with injury issues, but 12 goals. And I'm not trying to poo-poo on him. I'm not trying to poo-poo. What? I'm not trying to rain on his parade. But he has 11 goals in the playoffs alone, and that's crazy. Here's what he had to say post-game.
I mean, we knew they were going to come out hard in their building with their style. I think there was a lot of, maybe excitedness, anxiety, just wanting to get the series going for both teams. But credit to us. I mean, they came out really well, and we bent, we didn't break. We crawled back. We started building our game a bit better, and we liked it towards the end.
So many momentum changes in this game. You guys hadn't played each other since early on in the start of the regular season. So what did you learn about Carolina that you can take into game 2?
Yeah, I mean, they're just a fast team. They're really fast. They stick to their game plan, and for us, we're gonna look at some tape now and see what we can correct and try to be better for game 2.
Carter Hart continues to be outstanding for you guys. Gave you guys an opportunity multiple times in this game. Can you just talk about his performance for his Stanley Cup debut as well?
Yeah, unbelievable. He's been incredible for us. Especially in the playoffs, he just keeps getting better and better. And obviously he held us in the game at some key times tonight. And he's just been playing great, and we build confidence off of that.
And for the final 3 minutes of the show, we're just going to replay that interview. He said, "Excuse me," which at least he started by warning us. At least you are excused. You don't have to. I just can't believe. And I was thinking the whole time, is it just me? Is it just? And it wasn't just me. Curtis, play it again. I can't believe that happened. I can't. Yeah. I don't know if we can upload today's show to podcast. I don't think we can. Oh.
We keeping the book right now.
I don't want to play a game. I need all of you. No. I need all of you, the Drake Toll Show on YouTube or on Twitter. You can go listen back and just, what time did that start? What time did it start?
8:20.
8:21 Eastern time. So we're looking at 2 hours and 20 minutes into the show. And from there on, you please, you can skip through a little bit. But chaos breaks out. Wow. Thank you to Chris Sachi. Thank you to Chris Easterling. Thank God. Thank you, Les Snead. If Les Snead didn't butterfly effect, if he didn't say F them draft picks, we wouldn't have the Addie Bates produces and schedules all of our guests, by the way.
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I do not.
You did that.
Hey, Curtis, do we still have the Tony Romo? Do we have the Tony Romo drop?
Never again, Tony Romo.
Do we have the Tony Romo one?
You did spot on. To our bosses, I hope to God you're not listening. That's Curtis Poindexter, Addie Bates, Armin Williams. Send all your complaints to Armin Williams, Bruce Gilbert, Colin Jones, he's the president, and Ryan McGuire. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You better, you bet. Top that, Nick Costos. Oh, hot. This has been and it always will be. Thanks for being with us for whatever that was. The Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One.